The Dolphin Rescue. Once upon a time, in the shimmering depths of the Enchanted Sea, lived Princess Mira, a mermaid known for her golden hair, azure eyes, and boundless bravery. Mira's best friend was a playful dolphin named Splash, who had sleek silvery skin and a joyful spirit. The two were inseparable, spending their days exploring the wonders of the ocean and helping sea creatures in need. One sunny morning, as Mira and Splash swam near a coral reef, they felt a sudden, violent tremor shake the water. An underwater earthquake had struck, sending ripples and debris throughout the ocean. The sea creatures scattered in fear, and Mira's heart filled with concern. "Are you all right, Splash?" Mira asked, her voice steady despite the chaos. "I'm fine, Mira," Splash replied, though his playful demeanor was replaced with worry. "But that quake was powerful. We should check if everyone else is okay." Mira nodded in agreement, and together they swam towards the epicenter of the tremor. As they approached, they heard distressed clicks and whistles echoing through the water. Following the sounds, they discovered a pod of dolphins trapped in a collapsed underwater cave. The entrance was blocked by large boulders, and the dolphins were frantically trying to find a way out. "Oh no, Splash! They're trapped!" Mira exclaimed, her heart aching for the frightened dolphins. "We have to help them," Splash said, determination shining in his eyes. "But how can we move those boulders?" Mira thought for a moment, her mind racing. "We need a plan. Let's gather some of our friends who are strong enough to help us move the rocks. And we'll need to be careful to avoid causing another collapse." Splash nodded and set off to gather their friends, while Mira stayed behind to reassure the trapped dolphins. "Don't worry," she called to them. "We're going to get you out of there. Just stay calm." Splash returned with a group of strong and brave sea creatures, including a pair of mighty sea turtles, a team of strong octopuses, and a few of their dolphin friends. Together, they began to carefully move the smaller rocks, making sure not to disturb the larger ones that could cause more damage. Mira coordinated the efforts, using her keen eye and knowledge of the sea to direct the creatures. "Gently now," she instructed. "We need to create a path without causing another collapse." Hours passed, and slowly but surely, the entrance began to clear. The trapped dolphins watched with hopeful eyes, their spirits lifted by the sight of their rescuers working tirelessly. Mira and Splash encouraged them, sharing stories of their adventures to keep their minds off the fear. Finally, the last large boulder was all that stood between the dolphins and their freedom. "This one's going to be tricky," Mira said, examining the rock. "We need to move it just right so it doesn't cause the other rocks to shift." The sea turtles and octopuses positioned themselves, ready to lift the boulder. Mira and Splash guided them, using gentle pushes and precise movements. With a great heave, the rock shifted, and the entrance was finally clear. The trapped dolphins swam out, their whistles and clicks full of joy and gratitude. They nuzzled Mira and Splash, thanking them for their bravery and quick thinking. "We couldn't have done it without all of you," Mira said, smiling at her friends. "Thank you for helping us save the dolphins." Splash leaped out of the water in a joyful spin. "We make a great team, Mira. I'm so glad we could help." As the rescued dolphins swam to join their pod, Mira noticed something unusual in the cave. "Wait a moment," she said, swimming back inside. There, hidden among the rocks, was a glowing crystal. Mira gently picked it up, feeling its warm energy pulse through her fingers. "This crystal must have been disturbed by the earthquake," she said, bringing it outside. "It's beautiful, but it could also be powerful. We should take it to the sea sage to see if it has any special properties." The sea sage was a wise and ancient sea turtle who lived in a secluded part of the Enchanted Sea. He was known for his vast knowledge of the ocean and its secrets. Mira and Splash, accompanied by the rescued dolphins, made their way to the sea sage's lair. The sea sage greeted them with a slow, wise nod. "Welcome, Princess Mira and friends. What brings you here?" Mira showed him the glowing crystal and explained the events of the earthquake and the rescue. The sea sage examined the crystal, his eyes narrowing in concentration. "This is a rare and powerful crystal," he said slowly. "It has the ability to stabilize the ocean floor and prevent future earthquakes." Mira's eyes widened in amazement. "That's incredible. How do we use it?" The sea sage smiled kindly. "Place the crystal at the heart of the ocean, where the tectonic plates meet. Its magic will create a balance, ensuring the safety of all sea creatures. Mira thanked the sea sage and, with Splash and the dolphins by her side, swam to the heart of the ocean. The journey was long and filled with challenges, but their determination never wavered. They navigated through treacherous currents, avoided dangerous predators, and overcame obstacles with teamwork and bravery. Finally, they reached the heart of the ocean, a place of immense power and beauty. Mira carefully placed the glowing crystal on the ocean floor. As she did, a radiant light spread out, enveloping the entire area. The ground beneath them stabilized, and a sense of peace and balance filled the water. Mira and Splash watched in awe as the crystal's magic took effect. The ocean floor, once unstable and prone to earthquakes, was now a secure and harmonious place. The sea creatures would be safe, and the enchanted sea would thrive. As they swam back to their kingdom, the dolphins swirled around Mira and Splash, their clicks and whistles filled with gratitude and joy. "Thank you, Mira. Thank you, Splash. You've saved us and our home." Mira smiled, her heart full of pride and happiness. "It was a team effort," she said. "We couldn't have done it without all of you." Back in their kingdom, the sea creatures celebrated Mira and Splash's heroic deeds. The story of their bravery and the magical crystal spread far and wide, becoming a legend that would be told for generations. And so, Princess Mira and Splash continued their adventures, always ready to help those in need and protect their beloved ocean. Their friendship and courage were an inspiration to all, a shining example of what could be achieved when hearts and minds work together. The end. The Ocean Carnival. Once upon a time, in the enchanting depths of the Enchanted Sea, lived Princess Mira, a mermaid known for her golden hair, azure eyes, and kind heart. One day, Mira had a brilliant idea. She decided to plan a grand carnival for all the sea creatures to celebrate their vibrant underwater world and strengthen the bonds of their community. Mira's vision for the Ocean Carnival was ambitious. She wanted it to be a magical event filled with games, music, food, and dazzling displays of light and color. She dreamed of sea creatures from every corner of the ocean coming together to share in the joy and festivities. To bring her vision to life, Mira knew she would need help. She called upon her best friend, Splash the Dolphin, and her trusted advisor, Sir Finnegan, the wise old turtle. Together, they began to plan the grand event. "Our first task is to find a perfect location," Mira said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It needs to be spacious, beautiful, and easily accessible to everyone." Splash and Sir Finnegan agreed and set off to explore different areas of the Enchanted Sea. They swam through coral reefs, over sandy plains, and around underwater mountains. Finally, they discovered a stunning, wide-open area surrounded by colorful coral gardens and illuminated by soft, glowing algae. "This is perfect," Mira exclaimed when they showed her the location. "Now, let's start planning the events and decorations." As word spread about the Ocean Carnival, sea creatures from all around volunteered to help. The octopuses offered to create intricate decorations, the sea turtles agreed to build stages and stalls, and the dolphins volunteered to perform acrobatic shows. Everyone was eager to contribute, and the sense of community spirit was palpable. However, as the preparations progressed, Mira faced several challenges. One day, as the octopuses were weaving beautiful seaweed banners, a strong current swept through the area, tearing the decorations apart. Mira's heart sank as she saw their hard work ruined. "We can't let this stop us," Sir Finnegan said, placing a reassuring flipper on Mira's shoulder. "We'll rebuild and make it even better." With renewed determination, Mira and the octopuses worked tirelessly to create new decorations, this time using stronger materials that could withstand the currents. Their teamwork paid off, and the decorations were more beautiful than ever. Next, Mira encountered a problem with the food stalls. The clams and crabs had prepared a delicious feast, but a group of mischievous sea urchins stole the food, leaving the stalls empty. Mira felt disheartened, but Splash quickly came up with an idea. "Let's organize a food hunt," Splash suggested. "We can gather ingredients from different parts of the ocean and prepare fresh dishes right here at the carnival." With the help of their friends, Mira and Splash set off on a grand adventure to collect seaweed, algae, shellfish, and other delicacies. The sea creatures worked together, sharing their knowledge and resources. Soon the food stalls were filled with an even greater variety of delicious treats, thanks to the efforts of the entire community. As the day of the Ocean Carnival approached, Mira realized they still needed a grand finale to make the event truly magical. She wanted to create a breathtaking light show that would leave everyone in awe. But with time running short, she wasn't sure how to make it happen. "We need to think creatively," Sir Finnegan advised. "What if we use the natural bioluminescence of some sea creatures to create the light show?" Inspired by his suggestion, Mira and her friends gathered bioluminescent jellyfish, lanternfish, and glowing algae. They carefully choreographed a stunning display, coordinating the lights to dance in harmony with the music. Finally, the day of the Ocean Carnival arrived. Sea creatures from every corner of the Enchanted Sea gathered, their faces filled with excitement and anticipation. The coral gardens were adorned with vibrant decorations, the food stalls overflowed with delicious treats, and the stages were set for performances and games. Mira welcomed everyone with a heartfelt speech. "Welcome, dear friends, to the Ocean Carnival. This event is a celebration of our community, our home, and the bonds that unite us. Together, we have faced challenges and overcome them, showing the true strength of our spirit." The carnival began, and the sea creatures reveled in the festivities. There were games of skill and chance, music and dancing, storytelling and performances. Splash and the other dolphins dazzled the crowd with their acrobatic feats, while the octopuses displayed their artistic creations. The food hunt had brought a bounty of flavors, and everyone enjoyed the feast. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the ocean, Mira announced the grand finale. The sea creatures gathered around in eager anticipation as the lights dimmed. Suddenly, the water came alive with a mesmerizing light show. The bioluminescent jellyfish floated gracefully, their lights pulsing in time with the music. The lanternfish swam in intricate patterns, creating waves of color, while the glowing algae illuminated the coral gardens in a radiant glow. The sea creatures watched in awe, their hearts filled with wonder and joy. The light show was a testament to the beauty and magic of their underwater world, a reminder of the incredible things they could achieve when they worked together. As the final notes of the music faded and the lights slowly dimmed, the crowd erupted into cheers and applause. Mira felt a deep sense of fulfillment and pride. The Ocean Carnival had been a success, not just because of the spectacle, but because it had brought everyone closer together. Splash swam up to Mira, his eyes twinkling with happiness. "We did it, Mira! The carnival was amazing!" Mira smiled and hugged her friend. "We did it together, Splash! This carnival is a celebration of our community, our friendship, and the strength we have when we come together." The Ocean Carnival became a cherished memory, a story passed down through generations of sea creatures. It was a symbol of unity, creativity, and the enduring spirit of the Enchanted Sea. And so Princess Mira continued to lead with kindness and courage, always ready to bring her community together and create moments of magic and joy. The end. The Enchanted Seashell. Once upon a time, in the magical depths of the Enchanted Sea, Princess Mira, a mermaid with golden hair and sparkling blue eyes, discovered an unusual and beautiful seashell while exploring with her best friend, Splash the Dolphin. This seashell was unlike any other she had ever seen. It shimmered with 1,000 colors, reflecting the light in mesmerizing patterns. "Look at this, Splash," Mira said, holding the shell up. "Isn't it beautiful?" Splash nodded, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's the most beautiful shell I've ever seen. I wonder where it came from." Mira examined the shell closely and noticed intricate engravings on its surface. They looked like tiny symbols and pictures, almost like a map. Curiosity piqued. Mira decided to take the shell to the sea sage, the wise and ancient sea turtle who lived in a secluded part of the ocean. The journey to the sea sage's lair was long and filled with obstacles. Mira and Splash swam through schools of fish, past underwater volcanoes, and around treacherous whirlpools. Along the way, they encountered a group of mischievous sea urchins causing trouble for the other sea creatures. "Please help us, Princess Mira," cried a small, frightened fish. "The sea urchins are blocking our homes and stealing our food." Mira and Splash knew they couldn't ignore the plea for help. With Splash's speed and agility and Mira's quick thinking, they managed to outsmart the sea urchins, leading them away from the fish's homes and guiding them to a distant part of the sea where they couldn't cause any more trouble. "Thank you, Princess Mira. Thank you, Splash," the small fish exclaimed, grateful for their assistance. After the detour, Mira and Splash continued their journey, finally reaching the sea sage's lair. The wise old turtle greeted them with a slow, kind smile. "Welcome, Princess Mira and Splash. What brings you to my home?" Mira held out the shimmering seashell. "We found this shell, and it has strange engravings on it. We think it might be a map, but we don't know where it leads." The sea sage examined the shell carefully, his eyes narrowing in concentration. "This is no ordinary shell," he said slowly. "It is an ancient artifact from the time of the great merfolk. The engravings do indeed form a map, leading to a hidden treasure that has been lost for centuries. It is said that this treasure possesses great power and can bring prosperity to the entire ocean." Mira's heart filled with excitement and determination. "We must find this treasure and use it to help our kingdom." The sea sage nodded approvingly. "But be warned, the journey will not be easy. You will face many challenges and dangers along the way. Only the pure of heart and those with true courage can reach the treasure." Mira and Splash thanked the sea sage and set off on their quest, following the map engraved on the seashell. Their first destination was the Forest of Kelp, a dense and mysterious underwater jungle filled with tall kelp and hidden creatures. Navigating through the forest was difficult, and they soon found themselves lost. "Which way should we go, Mira?" Splash asked, his voice tinged with uncertainty. Mira studied the shell map, trying to make sense of the intricate engravings. "I think we need to head towards the clearing marked by these starfish symbols." As they swam deeper into the forest, they encountered a giant octopus blocking their path. The octopus was upset because its home had been damaged by the recent underwater earthquakes, and it was wary of strangers. "Please, let us pass," Mira said gently. "We mean you no harm. We are on a quest to find a treasure that can help our kingdom and restore balance to the ocean." The octopus eyed them suspiciously, but sensed the sincerity in Mira's voice. "Very well," it said, its voice deep and rumbling. "I will let you pass, but only if you help me rebuild my home." Mira and Splash agreed, and with the help of the octopus's many arms, they gathered materials and repaired its damaged home. The octopus, grateful for their assistance, showed them a secret passage that led directly to the starfish-marked clearing. "Thank you, kind octopus," Mira said as they continued their journey. "We will never forget your help." Next, the map led them to the Crystal Caves, a series of glittering caverns filled with sharp crystal formations. The caves were beautiful but dangerous, with narrow passages and steep drops. As they carefully navigated the caves, they encountered a group of bioluminescent jellyfish that illuminated the dark passages with their gentle glow. However, the jellyfish were in distress. Their light was fading because a powerful current had swept away the special algae they fed on. Without the algae, the jellyfish's glow would disappear, leaving the caves in darkness. "We need to find the algae and bring it back to the jellyfish," Mira said. "Without their light, we'll never find our way through the caves." Splash and Mira ventured outside the caves, searching for the missing algae. After a long and tiring search, they finally found a patch of the special algae growing near a deep trench. Carefully, they gathered enough algae and returned to the jellyfish. The jellyfish gratefully accepted the algae, and their glow returned, brighter than ever. With their light to guide them, Mira and Splash made their way safely through the crystal caves and emerged on the other side. Their final destination, according to the map, was the Abyssal Plain, a vast and dark expanse at the bottom of the ocean. The plain was home to many mysterious and dangerous creatures, and it was here that the treasure was hidden. As they swam over the plain, Mira and Splash encountered a massive anglerfish with a glowing lure. The anglerfish, intrigued by their presence, demanded to know why they were in its territory. "We are searching for a hidden treasure that can bring prosperity to our kingdom," Mira explained. "We mean no harm and seek only to help our people." The anglerfish considered their words and decided to test their courage. "If you wish to find the treasure, you must first pass through the maze of shadows," it said. "Only those with true bravery and a pure heart can navigate its dark and winding paths." With a deep breath, Mira and Splash entered the maze of shadows. The darkness was thick and oppressive, and the paths twisted and turned unpredictably. But Mira's determination never wavered, and Splash's unwavering loyalty gave her strength. Together, they faced their fears and navigated the maze, relying on their friendship and courage to guide them. Finally, they reached the heart of the maze, where a brilliant light awaited them. In the center of the light was the hidden treasure, a magnificent pearl that radiated warmth and magic. As Mira approached it, she felt the presence of her ancestors, their wisdom and strength flowing into her. "Thank you, Splash," Mira said, tears of gratitude in her eyes. "We did it. We found the treasure." Splash nuzzled her affectionately. "We did it together, Mira. Our teamwork and friendship brought us here." With the pearl in hand, Mira and Splash returned to their kingdom, where the sea creatures awaited them with bated breath. The pearl's magic spread throughout the ocean, bringing prosperity and harmony to all. Mira's bravery and the support of her friends had not only found the treasure, but also strengthened the bonds of their community. The legend of the enchanted seashell and the great quest became a cherished story, passed down through generations. And so, Princess Mira continued to lead with kindness and courage, always ready for the next adventure, knowing that with teamwork and a pure heart, anything was possible. The end. The Guardian of the Coral Garden. Once upon a time, in the shimmering depths of the Enchanted Sea, lived Princess Mira, a mermaid with flowing golden hair and bright blue eyes. Mira was known for her bravery and kindness, but she also had a deep love for the delicate and vibrant coral gardens that dotted the ocean floor. These gardens were home to countless sea creatures and played a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the underwater ecosystem. One day, while exploring a particularly beautiful coral garden, Mira noticed something troubling. The once vibrant corals were starting to lose their color, and the fish that usually darted between them seemed fewer in number. Her heart sank as she realized that something was terribly wrong. Determined to save the coral garden, Mira decided to seek out the guardian of the coral, a wise and ancient sea spirit who was said to have the power to heal the ocean's wounds. But the guardian lived in a hidden cave far beyond the known regions of the Enchanted Sea, and the journey to find her would be long and perilous. Mira knew she couldn't undertake this quest alone, so she turned to her best friend, Splash the Dolphin, and her trusted advisor, Sir Finnegan the Sea Turtle. Together, they prepared for the journey, gathering supplies and seeking advice from the Sea Sage. "The Guardian's Cave is protected by powerful magic," the Sea Sage warned. "You will need to show great wisdom and courage to reach her. The path is fraught with dangers, but with your friends by your side, you can overcome any obstacle." With the Sea Sage's words in mind, Mira, Splash, and Sir Finnegan set off on their journey. Their first challenge was to navigate the treacherous Whirlpool Pass, a series of swirling currents that could easily sweep them off course. With Splash's agility and Sir Finnegan's knowledge of the currents, they carefully maneuvered through the pass, emerging on the other side unscathed. Next, they encountered the Forest of Shadows, a dark and eerie kelp forest where the sunlight barely penetrated. The forest was home to many mysterious creatures, and Mira could feel eyes watching them from the shadows. Despite the eerie atmosphere, they pressed on, relying on their instincts and each other's company to stay calm. As they made their way through the forest, they heard a faint, sorrowful melody. Following the sound, they discovered a young mermaid named Lyra, who was lost and scared. She had been separated from her family and couldn't find her way out of the forest. "Don't worry, Lyra," Mira said gently. "We'll help you find your family. Stay close to us and we'll keep you safe." With Lyra now part of their group, they continued through the forest, eventually finding Lyra's family hiding in a small, protected clearing. The reunion was heartwarming, and Lyra's family was overjoyed to see her safe. "Thank you, Princess Mira," Lyra's mother said, tears of gratitude in her eyes. "You have a kind and brave heart." With Lyra and her family safe, Mira and her friends continued their journey. Their next challenge was to cross the Crystal Chasm, a deep and narrow fissure filled with sharp, glittering crystals. The chasm was treacherous, but they carefully navigated their way, using the reflections in the crystals to guide their path. Finally, they reached the entrance to the Guardian's Cave. It was a magnificent sight, with glowing runes etched into the walls and a shimmering barrier of light protecting the entrance. Mira took a deep breath and stepped forward, her heart filled with determination. As they entered the cave, they were greeted by the guardian of the coral, a graceful and ancient sea spirit with flowing hair that seemed to merge with the water around her. Her eyes sparkled with wisdom, and her presence radiated warmth and serenity. "Welcome, Princess Mira," the guardian said in a melodic voice. "I have been expecting you." Mira bowed respectfully. "Guardian, our coral gardens are dying, and I have come to seek your help. The balance of our ocean is at risk, and we need your wisdom and power to restore it." The guardian nodded slowly. "I sense the distress in the coral. The ocean is a delicate balance, and even the smallest disruption can have far-reaching effects. To heal the coral garden, you must find the heart of the ocean, a magical gem that holds the power to rejuvenate life. It is hidden in the depths of the abyssal trench, guarded by a fierce sea serpent." Mira's heart raced at the thought of facing a sea serpent, but she knew she had to be brave for the sake of her kingdom. "I will find the heart of the ocean and bring it back to restore the coral garden." With the guardian's blessing, Mira, Splash, and Sir Finnegan set off towards the abyssal trench. The journey was long and filled with challenges, but their determination never wavered. As they descended into the trench, the water grew darker and colder, and the pressure increased. At the bottom of the trench, they found the sea serpent's lair. The creature was enormous, with scales that glinted like polished metal and eyes that glowed with an eerie light. Mira took a deep breath and approached the serpent, her heart pounding. "Great serpent, we seek the heart of the ocean to save our coral garden and restore balance to the sea," Mira said, her voice steady despite her fear. "Please, allow us to take it." The sea serpent studied her for a moment, then spoke in a deep, rumbling voice. "I will grant you the heart of the ocean, but only if you can answer my riddle. Fail, and you will not leave this place." Mira nodded, ready to face the challenge. "I am ready." The serpent's eyes glowed brighter as it spoke the riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Mira thought carefully, considering the words. Then a smile spread across her face. "An echo," she answered confidently. The serpent's eyes widened with surprise and then softened with respect. "You are wise and brave, Princess Mira. You have answered correctly. Take the heart of the ocean and go with my blessing." The serpent revealed a hidden chamber where the heart of the ocean lay, glowing with a radiant light. Mira carefully took the gem, feeling its warmth and power flow through her. With the heart of the ocean in their possession, they quickly made their way back to the coral garden. As they arrived, the sea creatures gathered, watching with hopeful eyes. Mira placed the heart of the ocean in the center of the coral garden, and a brilliant light spread out, enveloping the corals and the surrounding sea life. Slowly, the corals began to regain their vibrant colors, and the fish returned, filling the garden with life once more. The sea creatures cheered and celebrated, grateful for Mira's bravery and determination. The coral garden was saved, and the balance of the ocean was restored. The guardian of the coral appeared once more, her eyes filled with pride. "You have shown great courage and wisdom, Princess Mira. The ocean is lucky to have you as its protector." Mira smiled, her heart full of joy. "Thank you, Guardian. I could not have done it without the help of my friends and the support of our community." And so, the legend of Princess Mira and the Guardian of the Coral spread throughout the Enchanted Sea, reminding all who heard it of the importance of bravery, wisdom, and the power of working together. Mira continued to lead with kindness and courage, always ready to protect and preserve the beauty of her underwater world. The end.